So who is this Jeep Gladiator owning Rob Motive JT guy? Let's go for a ride. I'll tell you. Good morning, everybody. How are you today? So who is Rob Motive JT, right? I mean, the guy that hopefully you watch every day religiously. Well, I get questions once in a while. You know, people ask me where I'm from, you know, what do I do for a job, stuff like that. Just curious questions that things that people want to know, and I can appreciate that. I mean, I'm on here, I'm out there. I have a lot of repeat viewers, subscribers, people that watch, so I don't mind getting on here and talking a little bit about myself. I mean, I can't say that I like doing that. You know, I think one of the hardest things to do is talk about yourself, right? It should be the easiest. I mean, that's what you know the most about, right? Nobody knows more about you than you. So anyway, who am I? Well, I am Rob. That is my real name. Where did I come from? Well, I came from Ohio. I live in South Texas now. Lived in Columbus, Ohio prior to this. So I am a Buckeye fan. And one of the big questions that comes up is, well, why did I move to South Texas? I mean, I'm about as far in South Texas as you can go before being in Mexico. So I'm pretty far south, and it's a pretty drastic move for someone who lived in Columbus, Ohio, right? Well, the reason is I saw it as more opportunity for the channel. You know, living in Ohio, the weather is really crappy. It rains a lot, and then you have winter with snow and ice and cold temperatures. Not very conducive to being outside making videos, right? Doing mods and stuff like I like to do. So I thought it would be good for the channel. And that was the primary reason. Cost of living is lower here. Better financial situation, I guess, for what I wanted to do, my dream, which is YouTube. Now, what I did before this, for 23 years, I was a purchasing manager at a manufacturing company. And along with that, kind of towards the end when I was there, I started doing YouTube. My other channel first, of course, and that is Rob Motive. That's my primary channel. It's my biggest channel, and it gives me the most financial gain, I guess, right? So that company changed a bit. My role in that company changed to something that, quite frankly, I really wasn't interested in doing. So I kind of had a decision to make. You know, I could have stayed there. The money was good. Nothing really wrong with the company or anything. It just wasn't my gig, wasn't my thing. You know, I wasn't happy doing what I had kind of moved into doing, and I decided that I was going to pursue the main dream of mine, really the only job I've ever had that I really love, and that is YouTube. So I decided to take the leap, which I surely did. I mean, when I left that company, and it's not that I'm making a ton of money on YouTube now. I'm not. But I had built up some savings, sold the house that I had, of course, so had some money in reserve to be able to take some time and see if I couldn't make a living doing what I'm doing now. And to be honest, while I wouldn't turn it away, I'm not expecting to be making the same kind of living that I was before. Would be great if I did. Certainly, as I mentioned, I wouldn't shy away from that, and hopefully, you know, the channel continues to grow and evolve. But more importantly to me, obviously, was doing a job that I enjoyed doing, something that I wanted to do. And that was the main reason why I did it. I could do something I loved and hopefully make a living doing it. And if it didn't work out, well, then obviously I could go find another more mainstream job, I guess. And that's another thing I want to mention. You know, I think a lot of people don't understand how YouTube works. it is a monetized platform, of course, and you do get paid via ads, you know, on the channel for the videos that you put out. So there is an income to be earned there. It is different than your traditional job. I mean, I don't get up every morning at 6:30 a.m. like I used to, and then drive off and fight rush hour traffic to a brick and mortar, and then, you know, work for somebody else, being told what to do all the time and stuff like that. I'm not going to get into all that, but it's more freeing. You know, I am my own boss. I do, or I adhere, I guess, to my own schedule. And I will say, in doing this, you do have to be fairly disciplined because, you know, nobody is standing over you telling you what to do, right? I mean, you have to set your own schedule. You have to come up with your own ideas, and you have to drive yourself to do it every day. Even though maybe you put out a video and it doesn't do well, doesn't make any money, nobody watches it, you know, you still spent the same amount of time doing it, you know. So sometimes it can be disappointing, but you can't be discouraged by that. You just have to keep trudging away, right? And I do that every day. You know, there are videos that don't do as well as others, but you have to put out things that you enjoy doing, and hopefully things that other people will find interesting. So that's how I got to where I'm at now. I do have, like I mentioned, I have 2 other channels now. Of course, as I said, the main channel, which is Rob Motive, and I know there's a lot of people here that are aware or watch that channel, and frankly, I advertise it like crazy, so I'd be surprised if you weren't aware of it anyway. But a 3rd channel that I just started not too long ago, called Rob Motive Civic. It is about the Honda Civic, both the hatchback, the Sport, and right now the Civic Type R, both cars that I've had. I've had other Civics as well, but those came into play when I was making videos, so I've kind of been moving those over from the other channel. They are other videos, and I'm doing that for a couple of reasons. 1, to establish the other channel, and 2, because they don't really fit in with the content on the Rob Motive channel, which is primarily the Toyota Tacoma. There is some Toyota Tundra stuff on there as well, but I focus on the Toyota Tacoma there now. I'm just a guy who started this. There's no secret in doing it. If you have interest in starting a YouTube channel, or, you know, maybe even doing it as your job or making a living on YouTube, I will tell you that it does take, unless you get lucky, and there's always people that get lucky, you know, they put a channel up and a day later they're, you know, monetized. It takes 1,000 subscribers to be monetized, as well as I think it's 10,000 views, I believe it is, if I recall. I can't remember exactly, but there are a couple of things that it takes before you can become monetized on YouTube. My experience is, and from what I've seen out of other people, if you drive at it, if you stick with it, and if you put out some sort of interesting content, hopefully, you're probably looking at a 2 to 3 year time frame before you really start making any money on YouTube. So you do have to have a reserve, and you do, again, have to have discipline and patience to get out there and do it. Now, as far as what you need to do it, it's pretty simple. You can use your cell phone as a camera. If you have a Mac, and I would highly recommend a Mac, you can use iMovie, which is free software that comes on the Mac. And that's all you really need. Just put yourself in front of the camera and talk. One of the mistakes I do see some people, and I'm guilty of this myself, they get on there and they talk like this, and they're really kind of dry. There's no excitement to it, you know? You have to show your personality a little bit. You have to have some excitement. I looked at some of my earlier videos, and check those out, again, over at Rob Motive Civic. Some of my earlier videos when I first started were so bland, so dry. I mean, there are mod videos and things out there, so they do serve a purpose. I mean, they do show how to do things and stuff like that, so they do have value in that arena, I guess. But if you're looking for comedic entertainment, or, anything that, you know, basically is a person with a pulse, yeah, probably not that channel. So I don't know. You'd have to check it out and let me know what you think. And I sure would appreciate it if you would check it out and subscribe over there. It just kind of helps me out a little bit. So that would be pretty cool. That's really about it. There's not much more. I do have a degree. I went to 3 different colleges actually to get that degree. Most of my time was spent at the Ohio State University. That's where most of my credits are. I did finish up at another now university. It was a college when I started, and that's called the Ohio Dominican University. The reason I went there is because they offered a night program that I could get my 4-year degree while I was working full-time, and that's exactly what I did. My degree is in business administration. It's a 4-year BA. Anyway, that's just a little bit. I don't want to drag on anymore. I'm just trying to answer a few questions people ask. So, you know, I kind of feel like I owe you guys, you know, especially the people that watch the channel religiously, have supported me, and are always out there. A little bit of explanation as to who I am and where I come from, and that's basically it. If you want to know more, ask. I'm not saying I'm going to answer everything. Some things are private, of course, but I will if it makes sense and isn't too intrusive. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Are you interested in this kind of stuff, or just keep it to the Gladiator? I'd be curious. Also, real quick, again, a little plug for my other channels. If you haven't, check out my other channels. One is Rob Motive. It's all about my 2020 Toyota Tacoma. And the other, of course, is Rob Motive Civic, all about my adventures with the Honda Civic. And there is going to be a new vehicle coming to that channel soon. So there will be fresh content out there, not just re-uploads, I guess, of things that I've done in the past. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click that subscribe button here, and we'll see you next time on the web. Have a good day. Bye.